Hello, Professor Zbeida. How are you today?
I'm just fine, Veronica. How are you doing?
Good, good. So today I'm going to ask you a series of questions just so the students can get to know you better here at Florida Poly. Alrighty then?
Awesome.
Awesome. So the first one is, where are you from?
I'm originally from Texas. I did most of my education in Texas. My undergrad is from UT Austin. My master's is from University of Southern Mississippi, and then my graduate is from the University of North Texas in Denton.
Oh, alrighty. So how did you hear about Poly?
When I was doing my job search, I originally saw a advertisement for the university and that they were looking for professors in all different fields, including English. I was interested because since it's a new university, there's not a lot of departmental, institutional things already set up. You get to kind of do what you want and what you think works best. So that was part of why I was so interested in the university.
Okay. And what courses do you teach here at Poly?
Right now I teach ENC 1101 and ENC 2210, which are Composition 1 and Technical Writing, respectively.
Alrighty. And how long have you been teaching?
I've taught since graduate school, second year of grad school, so about 2005. So it's about 10 years that I've been teaching at the college level, which is a long time.
Yeah, of course. And how do you describe your teaching style?
I really strive to have an environment that is student-centered and engaging for the students. My main goals are to make sure that students feel that the classroom is their space, that they can learn the things that they think are important and that their previous knowledge is valued, their goals and motivations are valued in the course content instead of just saying, here's a bunch of content you need to learn it because I say it's important.
Okay, so what is the best way to study for your class?
Well, since it's English or writing classes, there aren't tests like there would be for other classes. So there's not a lot of memorization or doing a bunch of practice problems. Most of the time, what students have to do is focus especially on revision. Since in my classes, students can revise all of their assignments, the goal is really to get them to think about writing as a process rather than just a product that you do once and then walk away from it and forget it. So the best ways to study, I think, are to focus on what processes you go through when you're writing and how you can improve and refine those and find things that work for you and are meaningful for you when you're trying to write something.
Of course, and I understand there's tutoring, right? So in case, students need help with their writing, they can come to you after hours.
I'm available for tutoring. Dr. Bruce from the history department and Dr. Luck also provide tutoring and writing services. This fall, we're also rolling out an online tutoring option for writing. So it'll either be through the Flow system or through Google. Students will submit their essay and then they'll get comments and feedback from a tutor by email or in real time. They can also meet us for individual sessions as well.
Alrighty, and from your teaching experience, what qualities do successful students in the course have?
Usually the students that I find are most successful are often ambitious. They have specific goals and motivations that are driving them. I also find that they're usually very social people. Since my classes involve a lot of group work, lots of team projects, students who do very well are usually students who can work with other students and value their experience instead of thinking, oh, this person's very different from me, it's going to be hard to work with them. So those are the things I think are usually what denote successful students in my classes.
Okay, so what is the most important thing that students can take away from your class?
Hopefully, I would say the ability to think critically about the world and about the texts that they interact with. So when they're reading something or watching a movie or hearing something on the radio, they have the ability to hear what's being said and then to think about it in different ways. So to think about what's motivating this person to say or write or do this. Are those motivations fair? Are they things that I think are important? How might this affect me or other people in my community? I'd say also the ability to write and speak effectively and also to work with groups. I really value the oral communication aspect of my classes and also the technical or online communication. So we do a lot of stuff in both of those environments.
All right. And what advice do you give to students here at Poly?
I would say stick with it. Especially the first couple years when you're doing Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3, physics, all of those very difficult, rigorous classes. it can be easy to get discouraged or to feel like those classes are absolutely the most important and other classes like English are not as important. So I would advise students to do their best, work as hard as they possibly can, and also to just have faith in themselves, to understand that they are, accepted into this university because they have qualities that predispose them to succeed. And as long as they, feel like they can do it, probably they'll be able to make a good effort.
Okay. So what other jobs have you had before coming here to Florida Poly?
Well, I've been teaching for a long time. Before I taught, I was a tutor, which is also kind of teaching. But before that, I worked in a computer lab. I also worked for my mother, who is a veterinarian. So I spent a lot of time taking care of dogs and cats and birds, and she also works on exotics, so tigers and bears and things. So
okay,
lots of different stuff.
Well, that's good. So how would you describe yourself as a person?
I think I am funny most of the time. I'm also someone who is really empathetic, so when other people are suffering or going through difficult experiences, I like to think that I'm someone who cares about that experience and who wants to help them. I'm also at times a little bit, I would say, silly, so I like to do things that are sometimes spontaneous or that might not necessarily be academic related, but that I just enjoy because they're interesting, like going to see concerts and things like that. So.
Okay. I know you're running the program Success Scholars, so
yes.
Can you speak a little about that and
Sure.
how students can get involved with
Sure.
that?
We have an application that's available. You can access it through our Facebook page, which is linked to the Florida Polytechnic page. You fill out a short series of questions and submit it, and then you'll be accepted to the program. There's 5 dimensions, which are career development, leadership, community/volunteering, scholarship, and problem solving. Essentially, you do different things, so you have a benchmark for each of those areas. We're starting a portfolio process, so you'll write up what you did for each benchmark, and then you'll submit that portfolio, and a team of other success scholars and professors will evaluate that portfolio and say, yes, you've done all the work you needed to do, and then you'll get recognition on your transcript when you graduate, and also some kind of regalia like a ribbon or something like that. The goal is really to kind of help the students here develop their whole person, so not just academics, which is part of it, but also leadership and being involved in your community and thinking about your career after graduation. We want it to be a kind of holistic view of what it means to be a good citizen.
Okay. That sounds really good. And the last question, what is your favorite joke?
My favorite joke. What do you call a fish with no eye?
I'm not sure. What do you call it?
Fish. That's it.
Okay, it took me a second. I'm like, okay,
it's a
got
slow
it.
joke.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.